Afternoon, Steve.
Hi, Kirsty.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
Well, look, after the defeat against Fulham and the performance, I think you wanted to see more fight, more spirit from your players. I think we certainly seem to see that against Wolves. We've also seen your players coming out, lots of them showing their support for you, showing their love. Has that given you a real lift?
Well, first of all, like you said, it was really important that we did better at the non-negotiables against Wolves. Disappointing not to win the game, but it was a tough game. Wolves are a really good team, especially at home. So it was good to see that we responded in the rightful way in terms of, like I said, the non-negotiables of work ethic and the principles that we hold ourselves to. So that was the most important things. I know how together we are, and I always say it's not about any one individual, whether it being a player or a member of staff. I see it every single day. So we're all playing, fighting, working for each other, whatever it may be. You know, no hierarchy. Everyone's together. Togetherness has been right at the core of everything that we've done well over the last couple of years, and that will continue to be the case. So you know, stay true to yourself. Really believe in your work. Really believe in each other, whatever your role is at the football club, and you know, that is always, like I said, a good starting point to get ready for a game or to make sure you do a good day's work. And like I said, that's what we'll continue to do. Since
that game at Wolves, have you had any reassurances from the club's hierarchy about your position?
I don't need any reassurances. For me, it's as I said, stay true to yourself. I only focus on my job, and that's, you know, the relationship with the people that I work with every single day, players and staff, and you know, commit to what we believe is the way of working, which, you know, like I said, we've done now for a couple of years. So I don't, you know, I know I say it every time I get asked a question like this, I really don't focus on anything than what I'm in control of, and that's, you know, trying to work as hard as I can. Well, definitely working as hard as I can every day, and doing my best, and hopefully helping in providing a good service for the players to get ready for the next game, and that's how it will always be with me.
And the next game is Spurs. I guess it's vital that you kind of continue to build on what you saw against Wolves.
Yeah, well, it's vital to really commit to what we know it takes to put in a performance which means that we're at our best and a good version of ourselves. And of course, you're always looking at the opponent in the next game, and it's Spurs. But you know, we've just got to make sure that we really commit to what we think it takes to do well in the game, and that starts and ends with us, you know. And we know Spurs are a really good team and full of threats all over the pitch, and the way that they play is something you have to be mindful of. Of course, this is the Premier League. Every team is like that in different ways and shapes and forms or whatever. But you know, we're at home. It's Friday night. It's got the makings of a brilliant atmosphere and ones that we really want to be involved in. And but not only do we want to be involved in, we want to succeed in, and we want to do well. So yeah, looking forward to the game.
The potential return of Brennan Johnson to the City ground. What have you made to his start to life at Spurs?
Well, I can't say I've been obviously paid a bit more attention this week when doing the analysis for the game, but we know Brennan's obvious threats, and you know, we have to deal with him being on the pitch in a different way to what we've been used to over the last couple of years. Of course, it will be nice to see him after the game, but he's an opponent for the game, and we have to really focus on not just him, but all the other threats that they have, and do our best to deal with it and impose what we think we can do as well.
You've made an addition to your coaching setup with Simon Rusk coming as set-piece coach. Why did you want to add him, and what will he bring?
Well, it's as the local guys will know, we've been looking since the end of last season to appoint a set-piece coach, and we've been close with a number of people, really. Simon was always somebody that we were speaking to. Obviously, he was really highly thought of in the FA, and with them as a national coach, and with the international breaks that you have, the 3 international breaks they have this time of year, obviously he was committed to that. So if it was going to happen with him, it was going to be after those international breaks, which has been the case. But now he's here, we're delighted, and like I said, it's part of the coaching plan, if you like, that we put in place. I made a couple of changes in the summer in terms of how we wanted to work, and this was something that we wanted to do, but it's just taken a little bit longer than what we would have liked. So obviously that has to be a little bit of a transitional period, and now we introduce Simon and what he wants to introduce as well, and hopefully we look forward to striving to get better, like we are with all areas.
Yeah, is that a big area where you feel that maybe there is real room for improvement this season?
Well, there's room for improvement in everything that you do. You're always looking, whether it's your coaching program or your off-pitch development program, whatever it may be, that can have an impact on players and performance. You're always looking to improve, and set pieces is a big part now of well, it's always been a big part of the game, but set piece coaches have become more prevalent now, and especially at Premier League, where you maybe have some more resources and some more infrastructure around your coaching program, and it's something that I've wanted to do, So we look forward now to implementing it, and like I said, hopefully we can see strides, but not just with that, with all areas of our work.
And just quickly, in terms of potential rivals on the pitch, we're getting to that time where lots of names are being talked about. January coming fast. Reports of verbal agreement has been reached for the Brazilian defender Nino. I don't know how much you can tell us about that, and what kind of work is going into maybe...
Well, I can't tell you anything about any players that may come in January, or may... I can't believe we're talking about the transfer window already. Come on.
It'll be here before you know it.
But no, I've had no information on any possible players coming in, and I haven't got any information on players that possibly may leave as well. But can't believe you've got that ball rolling already in middle of December. But no, I haven't got any updates on anything. I'm not aware of. I haven't had any conversations with anybody. What I do know is that that the club will be working hard, I'm sure, on recruitment, and we'll see how that goes.
Great. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Kirsty.
Thank you.
Kirsty. Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Although the silence is deafening from some quarters, you've talked a little bit this week about keeping the noise out, that old cliche.
Not just this week.
Well, indeed, it is a bit of a cliche, but we hear that phrase a lot. What does that mean to you? What noise are you keeping out, and how are you doing that at the training ground?
Well, I think, like, I've there's always, I don't know if noise is the right word, but there's always something to be spoken about, when you're on good runs. Like I said before, it's easy to get carried away, and when you're on bad runs, it's easy to, maybe overemphasize negative things as well. And I just think that, I've been doing senior football now for five years, and I just think more than ever that it's really important that you really focus on what you're in control of, and everything else will take care of itself, because there'll always be more than one view on anything, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, So I certainly don't go looking for it, and I don't let it come in. The only thing I'm focused on is my work and my relationship with the people that I'm with every day, and try and do the very best for this football club that I absolutely love being at, and will give everything, So, and I'm giving everything. So, and especially, when you've had a couple of years like we've had, and the journey that we've been on, you don't give it up lightly, and and you certainly stand up for it as well, in any moments, So that's how I feel, and every day that passes, I get even prouder and more privileged to be here. When there's seen to be some poor results or bad form, then that's when I really want to be here. It's easy, as I said to you guys before, it's easy to be here when things are good. Not just here, anywhere, be a football manager. When you really want to be a manager and you really want the supporters to see, who the manager really is, I think it's in difficult moments, and that's what I intend to do. So, good, bad or indifferent results, stay true to myself. We'll always finish one game, start preparing for the next one, really believe in everything that we do, including, the players' capabilities, and commit to the next game. And it's served us well so far, in general, if you like, over the 2 years. And I firmly believe that we'll have another season of progress. It won't be easy, and there'll definitely be ups and downs, as we already know. But that's how it is.
The stats suggest that Spurs don't like Friday nights. Don't know how much notice you take of that kind of thing, but they won't necessarily enjoy coming to the City Ground, which will no doubt be up for it on Friday nights. What role can the fans play on Friday to make it uncomfortable for them?
Well, of course, it's quite rightly the atmosphere at the City Ground and the unconditional support that we've had has been a massive influence, certainly since my experiences of being here. And I know everybody that, comes to the stadium, whether they're supporting, playing, staff member, will want to recreate again that atmosphere. But that's been on the back of, as I said, support has been brilliant with the support and the players really responding to it and giving them an extra bit to put in what's needed, because we're going to be a really tough game. There's no doubt about that. But so yeah, if we can recreate that, it's got the makings of a really good game. It's got the makings of a really good atmosphere. We've craved for these sort of games. I know the supporters have. I keep getting told that, and through decades of supporting the club. So let's make the most of it. And let's really sort of play with no fear. Play with the motivation of doing well. And that's something that we've really committed to is, don't play with the fear of failure. Play with the motivation of succeeding, and that's what we intend to do.
Spurs had a ropey run, didn't they? But they've come off the back of a much improved result, at least, and performance.
Yeah.
Lucky old you that you're meeting them off the back of that. They got perhaps some momentum back from that. But their coach has brought something fresh to them, Ange Postecoglou. Easy for me to say. But what about him? Have you got personal experience of him?
Yeah,
what do you think of the job he's doing?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, he's a fantastic fella. He's a really, really good person, I have to say. So a lot of respect for him and his family. Listen, we're competing against each other on the weekend, and I look forward to that, and the club look forward to that. But now only respect and admiration from me in terms of Ange and what he's done in his career, not just what he's done or doing at Spurs. But enough said about that. Let's focus on the boys and look forward to the game on Friday night.
And you did say after the Wolves game that it was a step in the right direction, but lots more to improve.
Yeah,
where can you get better?
Well, listen, the context to Wolves was just a tiny little bit of owing the supporters for Fulham, so that was important to me, that we wanted to get a result, but it was really important that the supporters saw a character and a personality from the players that the club and the badge deserves. It was really important to me that, and I thought they did, and that is a non-negotiable. We should never ever have to question that. So we've got to make sure that we show that again, commit to the plan that we think is going to be important for the game, and we know the crowd will be with us. We know the atmosphere will be what it will be. It's unique, it's full of history and nostalgia. The City Ground, we know that, and we're trying to to do it now in a modern way. So let's look forward to it.
Great, thank you.
You
Good
too.
luck.
Thank you.
Jonathan.
Hey, John. Pass the parcel.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, mate. You okay?
Yeah, good, thanks to you. Just checking whether Murillo is going to be available tomorrow.
We'll see. we'll see. Obviously, he limped off against Wolves. Serge as well is one that's fighting to be fit for the game. So inconclusive at the moment. We'll see.
Jake.
Hi, Steve. You okay? Just a couple for me, really. You spoke about Murillo there. Is there any other injury news to update us on ahead of the game?
No, like I said, Serge missed the game. And we'll see about them both on the weekend.
And just finally,
I think if there's anyone else then. Obviously, Taiwo is the obvious long-term one.
Yeah, any update on Taiwo? How's he getting?
Yeah, he's going well. Yeah, obviously he's a long way away from being back with us and certainly being back involved in games. But as it goes, his program is going well, and I think he had a positive appointment this week. He doesn't enjoy being injured, but he is staying positive in his mentality, and he's such a likeable guy. It's great to see him, and every day, and sooner the better we get him back, eh?
And just finally for me as well, Ange has made a lot in the past about, despite what players you have, he wants to play in a certain way, and he wants to play his way, make his stamp on the team, and we've seen that with this Spurs side. In a way, as a head coach preparing against him, does it help that you can sort of know what to expect from him? I think
you can say that about every Premier League team. I don't think that you can coach successfully in the Premier League and sort of establish yourself in the Premier League if you don't commit to a certain way of playing, mentality, character. So it's something that's common. You come up against every game, and the amount of sort of analysis that you can do now on an opponent, supported by data and anything else that you want to do, then you can get a good view. The key is always match days and how you deliver game plans yourself with regard to stopping the opponent and imposing your own game. So there'll be nothing different in terms of that process for this game, but obviously, the key to is trying to play better than your opponent, and hopefully managing the defining moments, and that'll be the case, I'm sure, again on Friday.